There was another occasion. Now, some of you people listening in, you might think, oh, jail sounds good. It's not. And he always give this analogy of prison all the time. And all he is will know exactly what I'm saying when I give this analogy about what prison is like. You know, when you go to the doctors and you go there at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're still in the queue till about 11 or 12 and you're getting irritated and you're getting frustrated. You know that feeling? That's the same feeling in prison. It's like you're in a queue. It's like you're queuing up for as long as you're in there. Queue. Does your head in. There was another occasion. We're on B-Wing on Dovegate. And Dovegate didn't like me in there because it was like when I've landed in there, you know, I get comfortable dead fast because I'm used to that type of environment. So it doesn't take me long to settle in prison. You know what I mean? Once I'm on the wing, a week in, I'm settled. And what I used to do consistently whilst I was in prison, the door would open in Dovegate around 7 o'clock. You could get out at 7 o'clock in the morning. So what I used to do is 7 o'clock every morning. Dovegate is like a long wing. So if you can imagine just like a long wing, and you've got cells on that side on the ones, and then you've got a second floor with cells on that side, and at the end of the landing, you've got a community space. So we used to do circuits at the end of it. Well, I did. So every morning I'd come out and I'd do my circuit at the end of the landing. Eventually, there was people joining in. Before you knew it, after a couple of months, there was like 15 of us strong doing a circuit every single morning. And I'm stood at the front doing the circuit, but conducting the circuit. So the security department didn't like me because I was making, even lads that were coming in for addictions, they'd get on the training with us. And in a few months, they were looking big and strong. And most of the lads that are in custody on addictions, the anti-authority, like us all, basically, but they're always causing mayhem. But the screws could used to manhandle them. All of a sudden, they're putting a bit of size on. They're getting their hands on steroids. You know, so these normally kids with addictions that were game but had no strength, all of a sudden was game with strength. So it was put up them. Do you understand what I mean? Well, anyway, on this wing, there was Scousers in there. There was Brummy kids in there. There was lads from all over on our wing, and we all got along right. And then all of a sudden, some big airy ass has come on. He's been shipped in from Lardham Grange. He was a traveller from up them ways somewhere. Forgot his name, but he was a big kid. He was an English traveller, not an Irish traveller. For people that know, you know, the two different entities, right? So this kid was an English traveller. And he's on the wing, and he's got his big, in Dovegate, you can have all these big chains and watches and this, and he's bouncing around the wing thinking he's the bollocks. He's getting parcels thrown over the fence, so he thinks he's running. He starts speaking to the Scousers like the knobheads, not the hard ones. You know, he'd ignore us. He wouldn't strike a conversation up with us, but he'd sort of give the weak ones, if you like, and try and terrorise them and, you know, intimidate them on a regular basis. So it's been this time now. I forgot who he was terrorising. It's some Scouser. I don't know where the Scouser. He was from Iton, I think, the kid. But anyway, he's terrorising these kids, and they're all saying, we need to rush him. I'm saying, you don't need to rush him. Just go in and scrap with him. So they've gone in, and they've all parcelled, you know, because he was a unit. And I'm outside making sure that the screws don't get on all that. And I'm thinking, hang on, there's not even nothing happening in there. So I've gone in there and I've just thought, he is a unit. He's a unit. So I thought, I've opened the door and he's sort of cowering down over them all and they're all like, ugh. So I've just come from the side and went, whack, swung his jaw, sat him down. Then all the boys have pounced on him. There's loads of incidents like that, you know, where they've stood up and been encountered with the Scousers, but you don't get no, you know, it sends vibrations around the jail, doesn't it? Oh, he's bladdered in. and everyone gets a little bit shook. You'd end up getting a little like notorious name in the prison system. So anyway, you'd go around, you'd go so because I'm that way inclined, I used to get shifted around all over the place, different prisons. And when I was up north, when I was in them prisons, as I said, I used to get out on the prison yard, start circuits. Within a month or something, there'd be 10 of us circuit training on the yard, on the wings. So they just got rid of me down south. So anyway, I end up in this place called The Mount. It's on the outskirts of Milton Keynes. It was later on in my prison sentence. Yes, it was a Cat C long-term prisoners. Yeah, but it was full of Yardies and Jamaicans and people like this. It was a different kettle of fish from up north, if you like. So I'm in there, but I've got to refer to Woodhill. Where I was in Woodhill and I banged that nurse and so on and so forth. Well, whilst I'm in this Woodhill, there was this kid called Francis, stocky kid, dark-skinned kid, a little stocky chest. He'd been in the system for a few years, thought he was the bollocks, blah, blah, blah. So I've landed in Woodhill, and Woodhill was like the majority was Cockneys and people like this, and I was the only Scouser on the wing, and it was crazy because I don't take no, and they were trying to give me, and that Francis was in Woodhill with me, with his boys, thinking he was the bollocks and that, trying to take the piss out of me. But you know what it's like in prison, it's strength in numbers. So we just tolerated a bit, got on with it. Anyway, I ended up banging a nurse, ended up coming unstuck, got shipped out to a local CCAT until they sent me to Parkhurst. So I went to the Mount. I've landed in the Mount prison. I'm in there, I'm on the induction wing. And because the way I am in that prison, the screws like people of stature, people who took note of other inmates. So within a few weeks, I'm on the servery, I'm working on the servery, dishing the food out. And as I'm doing this and dishing the food out, we've got some new inductions coming. What does that mean? New prisoners from other prisons have come in and come on the wing, and they're getting inducted into the big prison, yeah? So me dishing the food out, and who starts waltzing in, swinging his shoulders? Francis. Anyway, pants. I give him the benefit of the doubt while he was on the induction wing. The screws offered me a number 1 position on the wing next door. That Francis had gone over to the wing before. Now I used to play rugby I was on the rugby team in the Mount. So we used to play rugby, and every Sunday I used to go out and play rugby. You're on it. So anyway, he's been over there on this wing. Now this wing was like a ghetto. They were playing dominoes, and when they play dominoes in prison and they're slamming the things on the table, you know what Yardies are like, the energy the Yardies have got, don't you? They're slamming these dominoes on the table. He's fitted right in. All of a sudden, you've got this kid who had a Milton Keynes accent or something like this. He's now talking Yardies, he's now talking Jamaican. He's settled right in. He's got a little group around him. So I come over into the new cleaner's job on that wing. I'm just doing what I'm doing. But all of a sudden, the bravado that he'd lost on the induction wing, he's now got back on this wing. So we started to think he's hard again. He started to think, strength in numbers. And this. So I'm just tolerating it. I'm on a progress flow. I want to get out of prison. I don't want to end up doing any more longer time. You're on it? So anyway, I'm there. I'm just doing my thing. It's Sunday. I'm a cleaner, so I've been let out before everyone else. In prison, you're allowed to use a hoover to use your cell. There's a hoover on the wing for inmates to use to clean the cells and whatever. So I'm cleaning my cell. I get the hoover. The hoover's sat out my cell. That Francis is about 4 cells up from me. I've been out since 8 o'clock in the morning, clean the servery, done what I've had to do. Now I'm cleaning my cell. It's my routine every Sunday. Get me washing in the washing machine, me bedding and stuff. Get me cell all pristine every Sunday. And then at 12 o'clock, when everyone got locked up, would get ready for rugby. At 12:30, the rugby team around the prison would be let out and we'd all go and have a nice game of rugby with an outside team. Do you understand what I'm saying? We were in some mad rugby league down there. So I'm in there doing what I'm doing, got my cell sorted. The Hoover's outside my cell. That Francis has come down. Can I use the Hoover, lad? I said, yeah, I'll shout you when I finish with it. All right. So I'm in the cell, done my sink, done everything I needed to do, put my bedding on, pushed all the sides on the floor, go outside for the Hoover. It's gone. I'd already told a little prick, I'll be using it in 5 minutes, then you can have it. So I go on my cell to get the Hoover to finish my cell off. And he's bailed with the Hoover. So I've gone to his cell. He started thinking he was a bit hard about it. I've told him straight, snatched the Hoover off him, went to my cell, Hoover in my cell. As I'm Hoover in my cell, he comes in with a pen in his hand. Now I know what he's thinking. A pen. Trust me, you see in prison, a pen is a dangerous item. I've seen people be stabbed right through the fog with pens. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm there, I hear my door open and he stood there all aggressive with a pen. Who do you think you're taking a piss out? What are you doing, taking the Hoover? And I've just done him with two, bam, bam. Sat him down, ruined him, but his jaw was snapped. So I've picked him up, cleaned myself of the blood and all that, told him to go to his cell and keep his mouth shut. He's gone into his cell, and when the screws have come around at 11 o'clock, they used to bang us up at 11. We'd come out, serve the food, and then we'd be off to the rugby. When they've got to his cell, he can't even speak. Do you understand what I mean? So the screws have went and looked at the cameras on the wing and realised that he's come in my cell and gone out the cell. So instead of I'm getting dressed for rugby thinking it's sweet, the screws will let it go, he's a bully and that, it's sweet, I'll get away with this. I'm getting my rugby on, I've got my rugby kits on, I'm ready to go for my rugby. Next minute, the flap opens, boom, you've got the Mufti squad outside. Mr. G, can you stand back against the window, please? So I'm like that, looking out the flap. There's like 7 of them. Got the Mufti gear on. They've got the shield. They've got a camcorder, watching everything that's going on. And crazy, but I've been through this process loads of times. So I just done what I was told. You know, I've rolled with them for years through the YP system, Walton, Strangeways. I've rolled with the screws consistently. You're on it. So this time, I'm just thinking, you know what? Step back. So I'm back. I'm in the block under investigation now for a Section 18 assault, you know, because his jaw was snapped. The police came in, interviewed me for it. They were going to try and charge me with it. But I just said, look at the cameras. You can see he's coming in aggressively. You can see he's come out of his cell like he's coming for a fight. He's come in my cell with a pen. He's went to stab me in the eye with the pen and I've weighed him in. That was it, lad. Got shipped out of there within 4 weeks. Ended up in a place called Bullingdon. Honest to God, I'm not lying, lad. But that's just jail for you. You know, it might sound fun to use, but trust me, it's not fun. You know, when you're in prison, you've got a release date and you just want to get out and you're not a protection head. You're never going to go on the numbers. So it's a minefield. It's like a game of chess, you know, and in them prisons, you've just got loads of dickheads that have got some sort of false perception of themselves and they think they can fight in the world. And for some reason, when you're a scouser down south, they like to think you're the nugget, you know, because you're by yourself. But it is what it is, like.